M is for Mason.
G is for Graham.
B for Bagshaw.
This is the Mgb Wrestling Podcast, the podcast with PG-rated material accessible to wrestling fans of all ages.
My name is Graham Bagshaw, and my co-host and creator of this podcast is proof that wrestling fans live with their parents. My 10-year-old son, Mason.
Alright, Mason, so I know I'm going to get to see you in a few days, but we got to do this one more time. Actually, we're doing it by Skype. I think last time we did it by phone. So, what's been happening in the world of Ohio this last week, then?
So, I finished up all my Christmas presents, because the next time I'm going to be here is for Christmas, so I'm going to do them now while you're not here.
Okay, that's fair enough. Did I hear, does that sound like Grandma doing the dishes or something in the background? I heard something.
Yeah, she's doing the dishes right now.
Alright, so I've just recorded with Matt where you can hear him taking swigs of drink and all sorts of different sound effects. So we're going to get a similar podcast, I guess, from us this week. Alright, let's move on to match one. Now, once again, with you being in Ohio, I've been in charge of a few things. So this is View from the Top Brass and Brock Lesnar's Twitter update. I'm going to be honest, I didn't bother even looking at View from the Top Brass. And the reason I didn't bother looking was 4 tweets from Brock Lesnar this week on his account. Apparently, a lot. Now, I figured there might be for reasons. Now, we're not going to talk about NXT TakeOver, and we're not going to talk about SummerSlam. We're not going to do a review of them anyway, because I knew that you wouldn't have had time to watch those with being in Ohio. Matt and I actually, for Good Cop, Bad Cop, instead of doing Raw and Smackdown this week, we actually did NXT TakeOver and SummerSlam. So if you want to hear reviews for those, then go check out Good Cop, Bad Cop. And so we know the fact that Roman Reigns has obviously won. Brock Lesnar had his title match. So there was 4 retweets. Now, although I said there's 4 tweets, they're not fantastic. The 4th one was basically Paul Heyman saying that Brock Lesnar is going to face Roman Reigns. And if you want to see how this is leading up to this, there's a YouTube link you can click on to watch the first part of this. His 3rd tweet, or tweet number 3, was basically the same thing, but it was a YouTube link part 2. The second one was Paul Heyman saying the same thing again, part 3. And then the first one, the most recent tweet, is Countdown continues to SummerSlam, him facing Roman Reigns again. So he's had a lot of retweets from Paul Heyman, but nothing since the match. So we don't know anything about how he's thinking. We don't know if he's going to UFC. We don't know any of that yet. But yeah, 4 tweets in 1 week. I was kind of surprised about that. Alright, match 2. This is your top 3 moments from Raw. Now, you said off air just before we came on, you said you thought Raw was really good this week, so I'm excited to hear what you picked as your 3 moments.
My 3rd moment is Triple H. He's on Raw. He's talking about how good NXT is, and then he said he wants to rip off his suit, but he doesn't actually do that, and he challenges The Undertaker, which I think it was WrestleMania.
Not WrestleMania. It's going to be in Australia. I can't remember the name of it, but it's the pay-per-view that's down in Australia this year.
Oh, that's why I saw Australian flag in the background.
That would be it. Yep.
Okay, I was wondering. I was thinking, are they in Australia now?
Now, I know that once again, in your defense, you didn't get to see the whole 3-hour show. You got to see highlights of this because you're at Grandma's right now. So they would cut in and out of action, so they wouldn't fully explain everything. So there are always going to be little gaps where you had to try and piece together what actually happened. So yeah, that should probably make a little bit more sense to you now then.
Yeah. So my 2nd moment is Roman Reigns. He's defending his title against Finn Balor.
Yep.
He beats Finn Balor, and Braun comes in and gives the money in the bank to the referee.
Yep.
But the Balor never actually wins, like Carmella.
Uh-huh.
She pretends to cash it in, and then the rest of the Shield comes out. But and then they end that little segment with a triple power bomb.
Uh-huh. Now,
so that's all I got.
Now, I don't think he pretended to cash in. He did cash in, as far as I could tell. Now, they might not have rung the bell, so I'll be interested to see, does he still have his money in the bank? But he definitely tried to cash in. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Now, I'm absolutely shocked. My prediction for you would have been straight away, this was going to be your number 1 moment. So I'm trying to figure out, then, what your number 1 moment was, because I know you're a big fan of Roman. I know you're a big fan of the Shield. And I have to admit, when I saw the highlights of the Shield were coming back, I got really excited, and I made sure I watched that before I even went to bed that night, which I don't normally do. So go on then. What was your number one moment? I'm dying to hear this.
Stephanie says Ronda's only here to break people's arms, and Ronda says she's only there to break people's arms who deserves it. They look at Alexa Bliss's arm, who is in a cast, and then she armbars Stephanie.
Then that was a pretty good moment, actually. That one would make sense, actually. That was good, and obviously, and you didn't get to see this, so you realise, of course, that Ronda is the women's champion now, obviously.
Yes, and I understand that Braun beat Kevin Owens.
Correct, and it was basically a squash match. It was over in like a couple of minutes, but yeah. No, I really like Ronda's character. I really like that promo that she did again. I thought it was really good. Now, some of these quotes that I have for you this week are going to be so obvious because you've already figured out what's going on, and you actually mentioned some of these. But anyway, all right, first one. It will be a long, 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 long time before blank ever gets his rematch. Who was Kurt Angle referring to?
Oh, he was referring to Brock. He was saying that's a Paul Heyman, but he was talking about Brock Lesnar.
Correct. So he asked for his and I actually said this straight away on Twitter after. I was like, he gets his rematch. Apparently on Universal titles, they don't actually do that. It's like every other title, you get an automatic rematch, but it doesn't work that way for the Universal title. So he's not guaranteed to get a title match. Now, I did hear somebody post, and I should have saved this. This might have been my tweet of the week. Someone actually posted, what would happen if Brock Lesnar turned up at Smackdown on Tuesday, asked for his rematch, but instead it was against AJ Styles, and he beat AJ Styles. That would have been all sorts of different heat, because everybody loves AJ, everyone hates Brock, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. But that would have been very interesting to see what would have happened with that one.
And when Roman came out at the start, everyone was chanting, "You still suck."
He did still get some heat, that's for sure. Yep. All right, now this next one you pretty much had anyway. So a triple power bomb through the table.
The Shield did that to Braun.
Correct, and you already talked about that almost word for word. Okay. All right. Also, this one you almost got pretty much as well. I will take off this suit. I will tape back up. I will lace up my boots, and I will be the game again.
That was Triple H.
It was Triple H. All right, last one. I just think you maybe need some time off. I think maybe you just need a vacation. Just a vacation, not a permanent vacation.
Stephanie said that to Kurt Angle.
Correct. And so what's happened then?
So Kurt has to leave, and now Baron Corbin's in charge.
Correct. Constable Corbin is the new general manager for that one. All right, let's look at.
He's going to give himself a lot of matches against Roman Reigns for the championship.
He could do it, or he might try and tease Finn Balor as well, because I know he hates Finn Balor, so we'll have to see how that
Braun
works.
Strowman every week.
Could be. All right, let's have a look at the top 10 then. The top 10 were the Authors of Pain win with the last chapter. 9, Kurt Hawkins goes 0-219 against Elias. 8, Scott Dawson wins. 7, Dash Wilder wins. So the B team went 0-2 in singles matches this week. 6, Riot Kick, and then pin Sasha Banks. 5, Corbin loses to Lashley. 4, Triple H's promo, which we talked about. 3, Dean's first match since December, and he won against Dolph Ziggler. 2 was Ronda Rousey on Stephanie, which you had as your number 1. And the number 1 was Strowman cashes in on the Shield. Cashes in on Roman, but then the Shield come out. So you certainly had the top 2, but they had them in the other way round. But I agree, that's pretty close. I'm just such a big fan of the Shield that I went with that way round. Alright, match 3. This is the Wrestling Birthdays. Now, I didn't actually send you this ahead of time, so you're going to have to listen to these, and you're going to have to give your top 3. Now, actually, last time, I think we only had one pick. I think Paul Tolley actually said who your top 3 would be, and he actually picked 2 of the 3. Now, the one, I'm trying to remember who you picked as your top 3 now, because I don't think I saved it anywhere. Can you remember who it was?
My first one was Paige. My second one was Paul Ellering. And my third one was Byron Saxton.
And I think that was the one that surprised everybody. I was sure you'd pick one of the Usos. That was one that I was like, he's definitely picking an Uso.
Yeah, I couldn't pick between the Usos, so that's why I picked Byron Saxton.
So Usos were technically 3rd and 4th, so you picked Byron as 5th because you couldn't decide.
Of.
Alright. You didn't have to pick one of them. It was just like...
Velveteen Dream, and I was like, he would probably still be 4th anyway.
Alright. You didn't have to pick a particular Uso. It just would have been the 3rd pick was the Usos. Anyway, never mind. Now, next week, I'm not sure we're actually going to do MGB 26, Mason. I think next week, on Friday, it's Nova Pro. You're not here, I'm not sure if I'm going or not, but I know you're going to want to watch the highlights. So next week will probably be Nova Pro's review of Summer of George. So we have a bonus birthday, actually. So this is coming out on Friday. So the day before, actually, Thursday, August 23rd, it's Aspen Rose's birthday. So we'll get a special shout in for Aspen. And we'll move on to the ones for this week. So Friday, August 24th, Vince McMahon. Friday, also August 24th as well, Rocky Johnson. So I've got to ask you straight away, do you know who Rocky Johnson is?
Kind of.
All right, I'll keep going then. Saturday 25th is Ivan Koloff. Saturday 25th also, Crash Holly. Sunday the 26th, Petey Williams. Monday the 27th, The Great Khali. And also on Monday the 27th, Sergeant Slaughter. Now, there's several days I doubled up on there because there were several days where there was just nobody or nobody you would have even heard of. So I'll run through the list one more time, and then you can give me your top three. And as we only had one person enter, we'll just find out who you think your top three is, Mason, okay? Vince McMahon, Rocky Johnson, Ivan Koloff, Crash Holly, Petey Williams, The Great Khali, and Sergeant Slaughter.
Does Aspen Rose count for this week?
If you want to include Aspen Rose, you can include Aspen Rose.
I have 4 including Aspen Rose.
All right, go ahead. Give us your 4 then.
First one is Vince McMahon.
Okay.
Second one was The Great Khali.
Okay.
Third is Petey Williams.
Uh-huh.
And then fourth was Aspen Rose.
All right, fair enough. So that's why you wanted to ask if you could have 4 then. All right, that's fair enough. Oh, so you went with Vince. I was kind of curious, would you pick Vince or not? He's definitely a great character, that's for sure. And WWE wouldn't be the same without him.
Yeah, I think he was the one that put together my favorite match ever was Triple H versus The Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels was the referee. That was my favorite match that I've ever watched.
All right, that's fair enough. All right, match 4. Are you smarter than a 4-year-old? Now, you asked straight away off air, are you going to announce the results? I am. I already announced them on Twitter. Now, I'm actually going to back up a little bit, though. I'm going to go, there was one match that was the DQ, which was AJ Styles, so I got rid of that one. So there was essentially 12 matches. After 10 matches, Jackson had 7 correct already, and you only had 5 correct. So you needed to pick the last 2 correct. Now, luckily for you, you picked totally different to Jackson, so you did have a chance. Ronda Rousey won, so you got up to 6 wins. He obviously picked Alexa Bliss. And then on the last one, it came to Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and you did pick Roman Reigns, so you actually got 7 as well. So the final score was, Mason, you got 7 correct out of 12. Jackson also got 7 out of 12, so it's actually a tie. So we're just going to leave the score currently at 3 and 1. I'm not going to go with 3.5, 1.5, otherwise I'm not going to.
That was close.
It was very close. And also, I don't know if I told you, the results for the NXT one, we should have just let Jackson pick it. Jackson had 3 out of 5, I had 2 out of 5, and you had 1 out of 5. But we're going with, and I didn't actually ask Jackson for those ones, so we didn't do so well on that one. But we did qualify for the next round of the competition anyway, thankfully. Just about.
That's good.
That is good.
Is it me and you, or?
It's the Mgb Wrestling Podcast. So I just, on the ones for SummerSlam, all I did was I saw what you guys picked. If both of you picked the same, I put that as our pick. If you disagreed, then I had the deciding vote. Because basically it was 1 vote each, so I had 1 more vote to make the decision. But on NXT, it was just between me and you. Yeah, you picked Kairi Sane. You were the only one that picked Kairi Sane because we went against that. I wasn't happy that you guys picked Mustache Mountain because I knew that Undisputed Era would win, and they sure did win that one.
Welcome to a very special edition of Are You Smarter Than a... Well, technically smarter than a 4th grader because, you know, he hasn't started 5th grade just yet at time recording. So we'll still go with that as the option. Yep, it's working still good. Okay. This is a very simple quiz. It's a quiz on wrestlers' theme songs. Now, for copyright reasons, I'm not going to play the actual theme songs. So what I'm going to do is it's Graham versus Mason, and they have got to compete and tell me who is the theme song belong to by the title alone.
No, I'm going to say straight away, he's going to win this one. I created a playlist for him a long time ago on different WWE tracks. We put it together, and we synced up his iPod recently, and I think I had like 20 plays for like the Nakamura theme tune. When we synced it up for him, it was on like 450. He listens to that playlist a lot, or you
I
used to.
don't look at the titles.
Oh, okay. Well,
there might be a level of end.
Because it just says the name of it.
If it was the music, then he would win.
Because if it had the title, I always, I know, it just says the wrestler.
All right, so we got some background knowledge then before we start this. Okay.
So the question I have here is, right, so Mason's going to give me his answer verbally, and Graham's going to write his down, and then show it once Mason has said it.
Try and fake you out on the number of letters. I might just write some bogus letters at the end.
Okay, so if you are both ready.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, the first one is called You Look Fly Today.
No clue.
Okay, I'm going to make a guess. I don't know if you want to make a guess or not, Mason.
Yeah.
No, guess.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna go. I know it's definitely not Rey Mysterio, but I'm going Rey Mysterio.
It's Rey Mysterio. Okay.
And I went for somebody who was a leaping person as well. I went Eddie Guerrero, but I think he was Did I Lie With You in Steel thing. But anyway.
That is Too Cool and Rikishi.
Oh, we have that one. I like that one as well.
Today.
And I like that one as well. I'm disappointed we didn't get that one. Okay, this could be
You listen to it all the time on your iPod. I remember you saying that.
We could be
on
putting
my
up
show.
a bagel on this one.
It's all good. Okay, slightly easier one now. We're coming down.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know.
You gonna make a guess, Mason?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm trying to think.
It says we are, which makes me think tag team, but besides that, I'm out of answers. All right, I have a guess written down.
I can't even think of one.
You passing?
No, I don't even know. I'm going Usos.
Okay, Usos.
And that's exactly what I went for as well.
Usos?
I went Usos as well. I don't know.
The Dudley Boys.
We're
coming down. Batting into the fireworks hit.
I don't recognise that at all.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, this could be Mason's personal theme song for the title name, but I won't do what you tell me.
Is it Nakamura?
Is that your honest guess?
Yes.
Okay, so you're guessing Nakamura.
What was your guess?
Nakamura.
Oh, Nakamura. I don't even know what his is called, but it sounds like his character. I'm going with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Correct.
Oh, all I know is that Shattered Glass, but I didn't know what the name was, but it sounded like...
The original title was I Won't Do What You Tell Me, and then when it got remade, it was called Glass Shattered.
Okay.
Okay, this one is way too easy. Glorious Domination.
Oh gosh, Bobby Roode.
And you can see I wrote down Bobby Roode as well. Yeah, you might want to wait till I give him my answer. When we'll see, if you know it, you might want to wait till I finish writing.
Okay. Okay, so it's 4 down, 6 to go. Okay.
This is stressful.
Here comes the pain.
Oh no! I really think I should know that one.
Okay, I think.
The game has an answer written down.
I have an answer, but I think I should know it, but I'm not sure.
Kane.
You go with Kane, are you? Okay. And you're going with?
And I honestly can't remember. I put CM Punk and I can't remember what it is.
No, that's not it.
I know it's not that.
I know what the song name is.
I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, it's Brock Lesnar.
Oh, of course it is. I knew I should have known it. I just couldn't.
Here comes the pain.
It is. Yeah, it should have been obvious. My brain went dead.
This one's, again...
Is CM Punk on there?
Because
you were getting way too far ahead.
Because I know what it is.
Well, you're one behind,
I don't want to tell you.
Like I said, you're going to wait until I write my answer down. But I'm looking into your eyes now, and if you start getting excited, I'm putting CM Punk.
Question 6 is a very easy one again. May throw this to the rest of the room. In fact, I'm going to ask the good lady behind you. Mel is in the room. Medal.
What?
Medal.
What are you asking? You're asking for the... Is this just for her?
This is if Mel can get it, because it's a really easy one, this one. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Fair enough, Mel.
Just name one you know.
No answer from Mel's in the background. It's fair enough. She tolerates wrestling rather than watches it. So...
You're asking me first, then?
Okay, well...
Was this a legitimate question?
Legitimate question, yeah.
Well, I have no idea, and I know it's not, but as you asked her, the only one she possibly would have known was Hulk Hogan, so I put Hulk Hogan.
For medal.
I put Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle's correct.
He has the gold medal.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Okay, this may be a bit between your era, actually, Graham, and Mason will be surprised if you know.
So this is 2-2 as well, by the way.
It is now 2-2, yes.
I was keeping track. Now, if you hadn't have said anything to her, I might have thought about it. There's no way she would have known Kurt Angle.
Okay. Sucker.
What?
Oh. Yeah, I got this one.
If I do the voice for it, then
No, you're not doing the
then
voice
you get
because
it
I
straight
got
away.
this one. I got this one.
Sucker.
Yeah, I have that one. I'm pretty sure I have that one.
Oh gosh, who's like a boxer?
Actually, not far off it, though.
It's not.
Muhammad Ali?
Yeah, no, I'm not going Muhammad Ali. It's not Ronda Rousey because that's bad.
Yeah.
And it's not Brock Lesnar
No.
because we already heard his. Who? Oh, Sonya Deville.
I can see a logic there, to be fair. See the logic, but it's not, I'm afraid, Graham. Give me
I
yours.
went with Booker T.
It is Booker T.
Yeah.
Sucker!
I have a slight advantage. I don't think you've seen any of his matches. You've seen him on commentary, but you haven't seen his
terrible on
matches.
commentary as well. He's absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, question 8. I came to play.
Oh, Triple H.
I wouldn't have got that. If that's the answer, then just give him the point.
Are you
straight
going
away.
for Triple
I wouldn't
H?
have got that.
That is incorrect.
Oh, okay. So I have got an answer then. You said it straight away. What was it? I came to play.
I came to play.
I came to play. Well, see, that sounds like more like a. Oh no! What did you say?
Triple H.
Oh, because that's a game. Yeah, I like your logic. If you'd given me a
It's
few
very-
seconds to think, I
very-
probably would have gone with that.
Very
as well.
good logic, but
I came
wrong.
to play.
Graham, the chance
That
to
sounds
pick-
like something like might be like a Loki character as well. Like tries to mess with people as well.
So yeah, not a bad. That's actually quite good logic as well.
Came to play. Who would that be? Who would like?
LAX.
I have no idea, but I'm going to go William Regal.
The Miz.
Ah,
Oh,
okay, and that
yeah.
fits in that description I just
It's
said
also-
perfectly.
it's also-
Because the first line is I came to play.
Yeah.
There's always.
Yeah, there's a price to pay.
Of course, I skipped through all the intro songs.
And he is a very Loki character, as you said.
He is, yes, he definitely is.
Okay, again, a rather easy one perhaps. Electrifying.
Electrifying.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
I
I
have an
really
answer,
think it
but
is.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh!
Is your answer written
this
down?
is going to be like a Brock Lesnar one.
Is your answer written down?
It is, I'm going to change it. It's not that, but
Okay, your
Sure.
answer's written down. Go, Mason.
Oh, Kane.
You're going to have Kane. Nope.
I knew it.
Wrong
I
answer.
don't think it's. This is one I'm going to be annoyed that I
What
don't
have you
get.
What have you written down?
I'm not. This is not my final answer though, because that's more to do with like glow or something. Unless I can think of any. I'm sure I should know this one. All right. Well, I'm going to go with Naomi because I can't think of who it is.
Incorrect. The Rock.
Oh.
Electrifying.
Oh.
The
I don't
newest
feel-
version of the song called Electrifying.
Okay, I don't feel bad about that. No, that doesn't. And I like the Rock.
If I'd have said if you smell, it would have been too easy.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't feel bad. All right. There's one
Yeah.
question left,
But-
and I'm up by one, Mason.
Yeah.
So I got at least a tie, so I
Yeah,
can
and
relax.
I've got a funny feeling Mason may struggle to level you
Good.
here.
Thank you.
Sexy boy.
Okay, I got this.
Oh, I have a choice of two now, though. Oh, no.
I know this one 100%.
Oh, I have three now, actually. Oh, this is even
I'm
worse.
100%.
All
Write
right.
it down.
You might want to pause this because this is going to be painful. All right. Okay, I put a check next to the one I wanted, so you can ask him for his answer first.
Okay, I want to see your answers.
I'm not changing it. But I put a check next to the one I'm picking. All right, go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead, Mason. What's your
Shawn
answer?
Michaels.
Okay, you got Shawn Michaels.
Oh, is he right?
What's
Oh, you
your
know
answer?
what
What
I'm
is
saying.
your
All right,
answer?
the
What
ones
was-
I eliminated.
what-
First
yeah.
of all was Grandmaster Sexay, but then
Okay.
we already had two calls, so
Yes.
I got rid of that one. Rick Rude, and I
Okay.
went with that one.
Rick Rude's
But
an
actually, I also there's Mark somebody as well, but that was like WCW. I can't think what his name was.
Mark Miro.
Because I was going to put Mark Maron, but he's a comedian,
Yeah.
so that Mark. And then Val Venus was another one I thought of as well.
Understandable.
But I went with Rick Rude, but he's not on your iPod, so
Well,
it's obviously not
well,
Rick
I can
Rude.
go through.
But Rick Rude is my answer.
Well, turn it up for Grandmaster Sexay.
Okay.
Rick Rude was ravishing.
So it's not Rick Rude, then, so I did. Okay.
Mark Miro, no, I did. Val Venus was hello, ladies.
It fit with his character.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He
So
was,
I got it
he
wrong.
Was, he was adult
I
filmer.
know it.
So if Mason got it right,
I
then he got a
did.
tie. Then.
He got it right.
I
Oh,
knew
you
it.
got
I
it
knew
right.
it. I knew
Wow. I don't associate that with
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels at all. Oh, wow.
I'm a
It
sexy
is-
boy. Sexy boy.
I didn't.
I'm not your boy.
You know what? I have that. I changed the ratings.
That was actually that was quite harmonious, actually.
Now, all our songs have ratings, so you can listen to them how frequently
Yeah.
it comes up.
Yeah, I think that's on my
changed
bottom row.
that one to a 1 star and deleted it from mine, but it's kept on yours because I hated that. I thought it was a
It's near the
terrible
bottom.
song.
Yeah. Now, because it's a leveler,
Oh,
I actually
fine,
have a extra credit question.
Oh, I was happy
Now,
with the tie.
however, I need to pause the recording at this point because I need to play the actual song because
Okay.
I haven't got a name for it. So, one moment, I'll be back. Right, so you've both heard it now. So, what was that theme song then, guys?
That was the Quebecers.
It was the Quebecers. It was. For the record of the tape, Graham did get it first. They both got it right, but Graham got it first, unfortunately. So on this occasion,
and it was on a little bit of luck as well. My only thing was it sounded Canadian. I'd never heard, neither of us heard it before, had we?
So
No.
It sounded Canadian. And once they said Mounties at the end, I was like, that's got to be that.
So Graham wins by 3-2. So I'm Matt Willis. This was Mr Bagshaw. This is Graham Bagshaw. We're out of it.
Alright, match 5, tweet of the week. This is from somebody we've had a tweet of the week from before, I believe. At DC_MMA. And that's the person who Brock Lesnar got involved with a scuffle in UFC recently. And I didn't write his name down. It's Dan something.
Oh, it starts with a C. It's like, it's kind of like Carmelo, but I know it's not.
I was going to say it's Don Corleone, but I know it's not that either because he's in The Godfather. But anyway, Matt's going to be killing himself with laughing right now because he probably knows who it is. I know it's not Don Corleone, but it's something like that. All right, his tweet was, no more title now. He can come and chase mine. Sorry, at Brock Lesnar, the result will be the same. So even though that they're in separate universes, as it were, they're still talking trash with each other, which I kind of liked, actually. I was hoping Brock might respond, but we didn't get anything from Brock at all, unfortunately. All right, let's move on to match 6, Smackdown. So what have you got for this one, man?
My number 3 moment is they've had 2 mixed tags in 3 days, and usually they have 2 mixed tags, including Raw, Smackdown, and all the pay-per-views in the whole year. But this is just Smackdown.
Yeah.
Well, their side, they had 2 mixed tags in 3 days.
They did, and I was kind of surprised they had a repeat one because they already had the Rusev and Cien Almas one at SmackDown, and then they had the same one again. I was kind of surprised they did that.
Now they're gonna have Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maurice.
Correct. Yeah. There's a lot of that. I was kind of surprised by that as well. But yeah, no, I thought that was a good little observation. Now you have your 3 moment. Do you think that's a good thing or do you think it's a bad thing?
A bad thing.
I would rather they keep it more special as well. But...
Yeah, because like in Nova Pro, they don't have like tagged in, like that's not fair because like if the woman was in there with like if they're all tired and the other one's fresh, but they want to tag in the man, the other woman they just get a easy go off. They just it's not fair either. But when in Nova Pro, a man can find a woman.
They can, and I don't remember. They used to do that as well in WWE, and I don't remember the exact year that changed. Certainly when I used to first watch, that was okay, but then they decided it was a problem because it looked like a man was hitting a woman. But we also saw the American Raw at 18, and you even commented that on the first match after the men did beat the women, but the men came out and they actually said we do not take it easy on the women because we don't need to. They can fight perfectly well, so that might be something that WWE looks at again in the future, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm sure Matt will know.
Oh, I'm sure he would know the name. I'm sure he's already writing me a rude Twitter comment to tell me what it should have been. All right, what was your number 2 moment?
My number 2 moment is Brie Bella attacks The Miz.
Absolutely, I thought that was fantastic.
It's the reason a woman can hit a man, but a man can't hit a woman in WWE.
That's about it. Now, it was kind of weird, and you wouldn't have seen this. When Ronda Rousey actually beat Alexa Bliss, Natty came into the ring, and that wasn't a big surprise because they're friends, and she sort of raised her arm. What I thought was surprising, though, is the Bella twins both came out, got in the ring, and raised their arm as well. I have no idea where that came from. They have no connection with Ronda Rousey at all. They haven't been seen for months at a time.
No.
And, there was something there. So I'm guessing it was to try and familiarize WWE fans with, hey, look, don't forget about them. They're still around. And one of the rumors on Twitter this week is, actually it might not even be a rumor, it might actually be true, is that the main event at the Evolution is going to be Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. So that might be the other reason. That's apparently what they're saying. One of the other ones that they leaked a picture of, accidentally I assume, is Alexa Bliss is going to face Trish Stratus as well. That'll be the other one.
Oh,
I think,
she is?
apparently. I think that would be a good match. I'd be happy with that one. I wasn't happy with Nikki Bella getting main event in Evolution, but anyway.
No.
All right.
Like, it's Alexa Fox suddenly gets to be with Alexa Bliss.
I guess so. All right, number 1 moment.
My number 1 moment is Becky. Is she a heel turn?
She definitely is a heel turn. Yes. Charlotte, I believe. I'm trying to remember the order. I believe pinned Carmella to win the title, and Becky and Charlotte started hugging at the end, and then Becky decided, "Nah, I'm not having this. I'm not. You shouldn't have even been in this match," and she totally turned heel. It was very clear cut. It left nothing to the imagination at all. Beat her up and kept going and kept going and kept going, and the crowd absolutely loved it. The crowd was really cheering, and then obviously you saw what happened on Smackdown this week, and yeah, they had to pull out the whole roster just to keep them apart.
The other thing I noticed was Becky Lynch usually comes out with the goggles and gives it to some kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now she just came out and didn't do anything. She just ran straight into the ring.
That's interesting. I guess that's part of the heel side of it as well. She's not going to be friendly.
Yeah.
Like, I guess if Bayley does ever turn heel, then she won't be hugging the people in the crowd on the front row and giving them a headband or whatever she gives them. So, yeah, that's a good observation. I didn't actually see the entrance, so I missed that part. I just saw the actual match itself. Oh, I'm sorry, not the match, the promo.
Usually, in house matches, we went to one in Fairfax, and we saw the Jinder Mahal, and he was giving everybody high fives. So most of them are faces in the house matches. So she'll probably still be a face in house matches.
Speaking of WWE matches, I don't think I've told you this yet. I've got us tickets for SmackDown 1000 in DC on, I think it's October 16th, and Undertaker is definitely on the card right now as well.
Whoa!
So that'll be pretty cool. We haven't been to a WWE. Well, we went to WWE Fairfax, but that was just a house show. This one we haven't been to either. We've normally been to either a Raw, a SmackDown, or a pay-per-view. So I managed to get us tickets for that. We are upstairs. I tried to get us the early tickets, and they sold out like instantly. Even within 4 minutes, I couldn't get one. And then when they released the general tickets a few days later, I totally forgot about it because I was busy at work. But anyway, 9 hours later, I got on. Couldn't find anything, but I managed to get a couple of tickets on StubHub. So we'll be going. We're up a level, but we'll still be. I still think it'll be cool. But yeah, Undertaker's going to be at that match right now, so that's going to be something to look forward to.
Finally, get to see Undertaker.
There was no way I wanted to miss that opportunity. I'm sure I did see Undertaker, but I'm not 100% sure. I know we've seen Kane before, but Undertaker is something.
We saw Kane. We went to Raw, I think.
It was,
Road to WrestleMania.
It was Road to
WrestleMania. We got to see Battleground.
That's it. All right. I've got a few quotes on here. Let's have a look. It seems like we are making a lot of promises tonight, including one to come home and tuck in the kids. But guess what? Daddy has already gone night-night.
Oh, Samoa Joe.
Yeah, he attacked AJ Styles while he was doing his interview. I thought that was really good. I really liked that one. All right, next one is just a 3-word quote, okay? Coward. Coward. Coward.
Oh, I remember somebody saying that. Somebody was walking away, and then...
There was large pauses in between this. It was like, coward, and then a pause, and then somebody responded, coward, and he just kept responding coward every time the other person started to talk.
Oh, Daniel Bryan. Correct.
It was Daniel Bryan to The Miz, and as you already talked about, that was one of your moments. We're going to move on to the last quote. All right, the last quote. You look so good. You lost 10 pounds of gold from around your waist. Who was praising who? They were commenting on how good they were looking, and they said it's because they'd lost 10 pounds of gold around their waist.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, do you know what the 10 pounds of gold is, first of all?
That, Paige said that to Carmella.
Correct, Paige said that to Carmella. Because you actually got to hold the proper 10 pounds of gold, the NWA title, so yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, Carmella lost, and she was looking for a rematch, and she's going to get her rematch as a singles match against Charlotte next week. I don't know what R-Truth was doing in that segment. That was kind of strange, but I thought it was kind of funny at the same time.
He was?
Yeah, he was asking for a rematch with Carmella as well. It was kind of surreal, but anyway. I think it was similar to the last week when they mixed up Nakamura with Carmella for some reason, and it was like no speak Japanese. Anyway, I don't know. That must be their new thing that they're doing.
Does Becky get a rematch with that too?
No, because she wasn't a title holder. It's only the champion that gets the rematch. She wasn't the champion. So, nope. So we don't know what's going to happen. I have a feeling that Becky might be interfering in that match, but we'll talk about that next week. Let's get to the top 10, though. All right, 10. Aiden English takes the chair from Sienna Almas and allows Rusev to capitalize. all the bad things Aiden English has done in previous weeks, he finally got to do something good. Number 10, Jeff Hardy gets disqualified against Randy Orton. 8, Becky's promo about her heel turn. 7, Peyton Royce pins Naomi. 6, Luke Harper throws a swivel chair at Kofi. That was really impressive. Those things are heavy. Number 5, Charlotte runs out to meet Becky. 4 was the Swanton Bomb through the table, and Randy Orton at the same time. 3, Brie punches Miz in the face, which he certainly had. Number 2 was that Samoa Joe promo about Daddy going night-night. And number 1 was the elbow drop through the table, and New Day are the new tag team champions. I was pretty certain you weren't going to pick that as your number 1 moment, because I know that you're not liking the New Day stuff.
The only thing I'm going to pick a New Day moment is if they get beat.
That's fair enough. I wasn't too happy about it either. I did hear after SummerSlam, though, that Eric Rowan picked up an injury. So it might be that's why they lost, so he can get that injury dealt with, and then they can come back. So it seemed like an easy way to get rid of that. All right, final section this week. Match 7, Podcast of the Week. And this is another fairly new podcast. This is called Wrestling with Sarcasm, and they only have 4 episodes out so far. All the reviews, though, are 5 stars. I listened to this, I think it was after episode 2 or episode 3. And I said I was going to listen to one, and then I listened to the other one straight away. And I listened to one last week as well, and it's really good. Now, this is basically a show. All the episodes are kind of like ours, Mason. They're all fairly short. 30 minutes is his limit. And he talks about, and I'm going to give you the quote now from the iTunes page, sarcastic spin on professional wrestling, tackling 2 in-depth topics each episode. Could be WWE, New Japan, and others. 30 minutes maximum, no recaps, and no crap, it says. So basically, he just talks for 15 minutes on 2 different things. So the last episode was about Dean Ambrose, and also the theme music for Kenny Omega. Now, I think it is really good. He doesn't talk about recaps, because everyone does that, and we're guilty of that as well. We talk about recaps. We talk about other things as well. Like I say, it's a fairly new one. Not many reviews right now, because it is a fairly new episode. There's only 4 so far. The review that I did read, though, was saw the premise for this on Twitter and really liked it. It really stood out from the pack. Also love the compactness, not too long, but has the chance to get focused on the issues. If you want reviews, go elsewhere. If you want informed discussion on wrestling issues with a twist, this is for you. Time to get aboard the bandwagon now. This podcast is going places. And that was from GB Genius, which of course is me. So I gave that one a review straight away. I followed Wrestling with Sarcasm on Twitter, and I did ask when the next episode is coming out, and it's actually going to be out on Wednesday. So in 5 days' time, I'll put a mention out when we do our posts on MGB. Definitely go check out episode 5, Wrestling with Sarcasm. You can follow them. I think it's at Wrestling with Sarcasm. And there's also a webpage as well, wrestlingwithsarcasm.com. And then you can definitely make sure that you do have their info. And I'll make sure I include all this stuff on the episode notes as well.
Is it PG?
It says clean lyrics, but no, it's not PG. It's one of those, again, where iTunes can't figure it out. It's not terrible, but there's a few words that you won't be hearing on Monday Night Raw on there, so it'll be another one that you won't be listening to. All right, Mason, I think that should wrap it up. Next week, like I say, you're going to be back, and I think we're just going to do... it's our first week of school. So that's definitely going to make things slightly different. So we're probably going to both be kind of busy. All right, that'll do it for us then. Next week, check us out again. It'll probably be out on Friday. It'll be Nova Pro's review of Summer of George. It's a Seinfeld quote, which I only just figured out a few days ago, even though I'm a big Seinfeld fan.
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
The music was ZigZag by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0, http://creativecommons.org/licenses/by/3.0/